How you doing, guys? Welcome to Monsters and Mazes. I'm your host, Mr. No One. Okay, so things have happened since last we were here. Well, we were there. And to how we got from there to here, well, there's a video posted in the description on the process through the use of random tables, how the party is currently, where they are right now. All right. So let's go ahead and describe a little bit what happened before, the before four times. Okay, moments ago, the party had entered a room, all right, it was a 10 by 10 room, and there was a mural, like on the opposite side of the entrance. And the mural was incredible. Like, it was amazingly detailed, almost photorealistic, as far as like you and I would understand what that means. The depiction, and this is moments. They only got to see this for like, seconds before all this happened, but it was enough for them to get kind of an image of what it was. And basically, it was a mural of, well, what appeared to be a mural of a scene, kind of set up from an elevation, so kind of looking a little at an angle from a higher elevation. But it was some kind of fortification. The design wasn't 100% familiar to the fighter, at least in the moments that he had to see it. The construction was smoother, I suppose, than the kind of Eurocentric style that these guys, that medieval Europe sort of analog that these guys were coming from. Think like Angkor Wat, or other places in Cambodia. Anyway, like the stone structures in Cambodia, especially the ones with the trees growing out of it. But that's only relevant to this right here. Well, in the mural, it's cleared space, so there seems to be clearing. There's pretty good sizable forest. There's some hills, and it just goes on forever. Anyway, amazing, just green, so green. The trees are unfamiliar. Well, they wouldn't be familiar to these guys specifically for various reasons. But yeah, the structure was in a clearing. And yeah, like I said, it appears to be some kind of fortification. The design, not 100% like the same as far as what these guys would culturally recognize. Okay, well, anyway, by the time they got a good look at the mural, the elf had looked down at the floor, and then there's that flash of blinding light, and then these guys end up hearing sounds. First and foremost, that's the first sensation that comes to them is sound. Sounds is cacophonous, kind of just birds, and sounds like just animals. It ends up that they ended up teleporting to a rainforest. But not, well, the area is a rainforest. The structure is, like a fort of some sort, probably. It's a castle, citadel, fort. I would say probably a fort considering the size of it. Anyway, they don't know that yet. You and I know it because we can see this. But now they're in a different room, and one of the things they notice is their torches are out, but there's light. The reason being, also there's fresh air. It's hot. The temperature's hot. They went from being in underground to now they're not underground anymore. There's no roof. Like, there might have been a roof at one point in time, but there's no roof, so it's open. And what they see is just these massive trees above them, right? And it's this canopy of trees that they look, all that kind of stuff. One of the things that since they're standing in front of the mural, it's now different. Now the mural, which is actually an illusory wall, right? So this is magic. They don't know that because it just looks like a really good painting, a really, 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 really good painting. And if they really, really got close to it, they could inspect it, but I don't think they're gonna have time for that. Okay, now the mural's changed, and it is of a single tower on like the base of a mountain, surrounded by evergreen forest, and off in the distance you can see that there's maybe a town or a city. It looks kind of nice. They can't get, it's not in the focus of the same kind of vantage point, so it's a little, higher elevation and looking kind of down at it, but it's a fairly, I don't know, 5-6 story tall tower. But it doesn't take them very long to figure out that we were there. We were there just now. We were there. Oh no. Okay, so that's what's happened. The light that's penetrating the canopy is dim, so there's no direct sunlight, and it has kind of a greenish hue just because it's being filtered through leaves. But yeah, that's where we are now. I need to roll a quick. They're not abandoned. This is an abandoned structure, but they're not alone. There are occupants, however temporary they may be, but they're there. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll for surprise and see if anybody's surprised. Oh, what do you know? They're surprised. Not the party, the others that are here. Okay. What I need to do real quick is roll 6d10, if you can believe it. Because apparently in the wilds, if you have, during wilderness adventures, there are, I'm staring right at it. There it is. Okay, there are, the differences in like encounter numbers kind of gets a little bit extreme. Anyway, so how many of these others are there? And if you watch the video linked in the description, you'll know immediately. The party has no idea. All right, how many we got? We got, ooh, yeah. All right, that's quite a bit. All right. Spoilers. There are goblins currently inhabiting this structure. There are 45 goblins in this structure. So I'm not even going to it. I'm gonna throw a few on here just so we can have at least some visualization. So we have 45 goblins. And it's one of those, you have to roll 60-10, so at the very least it would have been minimum 6, maximum 60. We just had to be 3/4 of the way there. So I'm just going to put in a whole bunch of these just for right now, and they'll be in various places. Whether or not our characters see any. Now, here's the thing, though. In such a sizable band as this, or what have you, there is probably going to be at least one chief, and more than likely, there's going to be one, maybe two spellcasters. Whether or not it's some kind of shaman or cleric, that kind of thing. Monsters apparently can be magic users. It just depends on. I have a few of them there. A few in there. They are doing whatever they're going to do. So that's fine. Okay, maybe a few sleeping. Who knows? Okay. Oddly enough, there are none in here because of the fact that you have like runes carved into it. There seems to be, these guys know that's probably not a good place to be, because all the stone, things like that, there's no paint, it's been here for a really long time. It's been abandoned for an even longer time, and switch that, reverse it, put it together. There you go. Okay. Probably at least one by the well, getting something to drink. Now these guys are going to see it because that's just what's going to happen. They are surprised. Alrighty then, this is going to be very interesting. Okay, obviously there are far more that would be occupying this space than what I have on the board right now. Like a lot, like an absurd. They might be. They're probably maybe in in the surrounding area doing maybe hunting parties, things like that. But right now it is a wealth of encounters. This is where things could get really bad. All right. But thankfully, they're not far from getting out of here. Now, at probably one point in time, the structure actually had real doors and things like that. But at this point in time, that they would have been rotted away. They would have been, eaten, taken, destroyed. Who knows? Could have been a fire. Whatever was the case, there are no longer any doors in the entire structure. Like that kind of indicates they would have been, wooden at least at one point in time. So there's that. All right. Wow. So these guys have no idea things have happened. However, we'll say the elf. Everyone, it's stereotypical, but you know what? No. I'm gonna go ahead and roll. Who's gonna know? All right. So we will roll. D4. That's fine. We'll roll a D4. We have 4 people. So fighters 1, clerics 2, elf 3, and our thief is 4. Who notices first? 3. Okay, so it was going to be the elf anyway. Got it. All right. Elf. I mean, after processing the fact that they're here, goes. You can smell it in the air. You can hear it. You can hear the bodies. Obviously, people are breathing, talking. However that goes, he's like, looks over at the rest of the group. We're not alone. And of course, sounds. You're not entirely sure what it is. Now, here's the thing. Cleric turns around. Sees the goblins. They're going to take this moment to get out of the line of sight. So they're going to huddle up, as it were. All right. The fighter is probably going to be the one. Let's go there. The cleric. Yeah, the cleric's going to be right there. Because the cleric is a very interesting guy. Does he lose his mind? Because you have to remember the cleric is cursed. So there are problems that is he going to. So I'm asked. There's a 50-50. Okay, he doesn't. All right. So that's at least one good thing about that. All right. Now they need to escape. They're not going to be able to do this undetected. So it's going to be a matter of getting to here to the out there as quickly as possible. Maybe getting rid of these 2 guys. This right here, there's actual wall here. So these guys can't see anything. Right there. They don't have any line of sight. So far they only see the 2. They have no idea about these guys here, anything like that. They can if they stop and really listen, they can hear it. Okay, so what are they going to do? All right. The fighter, which his name is Giles. We're gonna be starting to use their names a little bit. Giles. He's like, oh my God, what's the elf's name? What's the elf's name? The elf, Celadon. Giles looks over to Celadon. Do you think you can take out at least one of them? Because he's peered over, he sees it. Right. So they have a bit of a surprise round. They're able to do that. All right, now real quick, just for purposes, we're going to do a monster reaction roll preemptively. Goblins, as far as these guys are concerned, are not exactly friendly, and these ones are dressed differently. They do seem to be, you know, bone armor, that kind of stuff. So things that they don't look quite the same. More feathers, things like that. I think kind of Amazonian, at least, as far as like visual. Visual. What am I missing? Oh yeah, goblin. His O is after. There we go. Okay. So they have. Well, we'll do the monster reaction roll first. Maybe you're lucky. We're not lucky. It just says indifferent, uninterested, which is kind of how they are now. So they're not immediately hostile, but that's going to change in a moment. They don't appear to be doing anything specific. Okay, but these guys, they know full well that they're in danger. Or at least they assume so. All right. Giles is going to, he already asked, Celadin, I can give it a try. All right, so they switch places. They have moments. This is not very long. All right, so far, these guys haven't seen them. Okay. Which is good, I suppose. All right. Now, he's gonna pop out, take a shot, at least one. Well, they need to both do it. So they have the round, and what's going to happen is, does Giles have a... No, he has a sword. So who else? I know one of these has... Oh, does our rogue have... Sorry, our thief has a sling. Well, hey, it's better than nothing. Okay, so they're going to switch places. All right, he's going to come up. And what's going to happen is he's going to move here. Is he seen? Is he seen? Is he seen? Is he seen? Let's... No. Okay, I can handle that. That's at least something good. All right. So what's going to happen is these two are going to try to take these guys out. All right, so let's go ahead and clear blue, easy, will be... I had to. Anyway, will be Celadin and our thief. His name is Adwith. Adwith is going to be the opaque blue. Let's see if they can take out two of these guys relatively quietly. They do. Amazingly enough, they do. Okay. That... Well, they might. All right, so these are both D6s. For damage. All right. Sorry, no. The sling is a D4. Of course it's a D4. All right. And 2 and 3 and goblins. So someone's going to get taken out. I think the other one is going to be just injured. So pretty close. All right. I know it's not very exciting. I should have kept this open. There we go. Okay. So, Giles, he took out this one right here. So basically, they popped it. And for this one, he did not. I'm going to go off of the average just right now. And one was pegged and dead. The other one, unfortunately, did not. He is heavily injured. Now we roll initiative. Okay. And with the initiative, we can figure out who's going to go. Now, they could be that they end up managing to, you know, he got stoned, and it could end up being advantageous either way. So this is moments later. No. The, yeah. 5-4, goblins have it. All right. This little dude, he gets pegged, and he just... he's looking around going... Like, he sees that his buddy's down with an arrow through his head. dead. He's almost, he's 1 hit point, almost down. So, but he is going to sound the alarm. He's just going to make a whole bunch of loud noises because these guys are right here. And what's going to happen is we're going to have a lot of movement. These guys are going to end up moving eventually. They're going to be pulling in because, why wouldn't you? There seems to be, he's yelling in Goblin. I don't think anybody else speaks a Goblin. Does anybody? Nope. He is immediately going to come in here because he's injured. He's going to go inside, and what's going to happen is these guys are going to do their movement, which is, and don't get me wrong, once the alarm sounds, they're letting everybody know that enemies have happened. Okay, so we're going to have one runner. They're going to go and, enemies at the gates. Okay, they're doing that. These three, weapon up. One of them is going to have, I'll say this guy has a bow, and he is immediately going to, I really can't. He's not really there. All right, so he's going to ready his bow. These guys are going to run pretty much into the room. They haven't seen anybody yet. These guys are going to come out. These guys are going to come out. I will have them move as much as possible. These guys are going to begin to come out. So we have quite a few individuals. These guys are starting to move. And this little dude right here, he's going to, we'll replace him with one that I recognize. He's going to be the runner. And going to kind of, so everything is happening at once. All right. They're running in. He's safely staying back because he's not stupid. He's going to be probably behind, probably right here, so he can duck back behind cover. These two dudes are obviously not happy. This little guy is almost dead, but we're not really worrying about him. And not far enough to do any kind of, so they're gonna move into it. All right, now it is our guys' turn, and what's going to happen is he still has his bow out, so he's going to step back. He can hear that and immediately he notices that they're goblins. Goblins, as far as I'm concerned, at least as far as this world, visually, they remind me a lot more like Pathfinder goblins. You know what I mean? Like the non-existent nose, the pointy ears. They're about yay tall. Think gremlins, right? Just less wet and of different colors. They're not striped or anything like that. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, so what's going to happen is, as far as movement is concerned, all right, he's going to move back as well because that's smart. Get some distance and probably move. Yeah, that's fine. Fighter is going to move up to meet. Now, there is no penalty for firing into melee, or at least as far as you ever look at the rules, there's no real rule for firing into melee. It just means that they can't be in melee range when they do it. Okay, they have to at least be a 5-foot distance, so they have to be able to step back, fire into it. So there's that. So he's going to move. Yeah, he'll move here. Cleric is going to. Thankfully, Cleric has heal, so we'll get there. All right, let's go with no magic is occurring. Magic. I has magic. He has magic. He has the sleep spell. Not yet, though. I'm not going to cast it yet because it's not going to be relevant to the moment. He can't move and do that at the same time. All right. So missiles. We are going to once again fire that one, and no, even with the bonuses. Okay, both the slings and the arrows have missed their targets, and it's going to be straight up melee, so it's going to be our fighter. Giles is going to take a swing at, nope, he completely misses, and that's the end of the round. All right, once again, initiative. We'll see what happens. Okay, the goblins have the initiative again. That means that we are going to basically, they're going to bum rush, I guess. So they're actually going to fight in there, and that will put them, they'll kind of get in there. They're small enough to do that. The goblins are making their way into the room to try and fight our characters. We're going to have, he's going to move over here. He's going to stay behind so he can kind of use the cover. All right, so we have some movement, and these guys, lots and lots and lots of movement. Lots and lots of these guys are coming in. They are on their way. He's going to make it into over here. I'm going to say this is the leader. He has a guard posted. Why not? Because reasons. All right. These guys have begun the process of, I guess, leading to a bottleneck. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay. So yeah, we have steady, just imagine this, just at least 20. The reality is more like 20, 15, 20, just goblins. You ever seen, was it the second Mummy? Whenever they go to that jungle, and there's the little like pygmy mummy things where they're going, that. Only a lot like gremlins. Let's be real. It's a lot like gremlins. They're after them. Okay, so this guy's gonna have some spears that he can throw. Most of them are just gonna have like daggers and knives and things like that. We'll have to where the ones they'll have the ones with the ranged weapons. Alrighty then. Yeah, there's not much they can do. Okay, so what's going to happen is that he needs to be able to move and be able to see, because it requires line of sight, these guys. He can hear them. They can all hear them. This is all happening it's seconds that are passing. But either way. All right, so what do we got? We'll move, and he's going to step back because that strategically makes sense a little bit. I think that's pretty good. All right, because he can't fire upon him there. He has to have at least some distance. So he's going to try. We're going to try it again. Adwith is determined to do it, and he did. All right, for all of, maybe we're lucky. 2. All right, so he's down to 1 point as well. So he's a twofer as far as that's concerned. He doesn't have any. When it comes to, there are no bonuses for damage when it comes to like thrown weapons, any kind of missiles. There's no extra fun stuff. All right. Next, so that's good old-fashioned combat. He's going to get the door, so our cleric, who will in due time end up having to check for his own sanity again. He completely misses. He swings his warhammer. It just clatters. The goblins are this big, so it's okay if he misses. Plus, it's got a minor bit of, it's in the doorway, not in the door. All right, and we will roll for Giles. Giles, make it, dude. He does. All right, so this guy is already down to, no, he was going to go after this guy. All righty, we roll that beautiful beam footage. 1d10 plus some strength going on. Yes, this dude is obliterated. Just sliced from chin to belly. He's split open, blood, guts everywhere. A lot of blood for a little thing. That's taken care of. Awesome. All right. That's it. So now we have the injured guy, is he going to retreat? He's probably, you know, they're not dumb, so they are going to have some kind of tactics. This guy's still back there. He's going to fall back. There are no attacks of opportunity, but because he's moving back, these guys are going to move in, and yeah, he still can't see them, so he's going to have to move this round and wait to cast. He can move and fire and all that kind of stuff this round, but next round he's probably going to do the other thing. All right, so we're now we have a bit of a bottleneck, right? That's at least one good thing about where they're at, is that there is they are currently as full as this is, and it's beginning to pile up. These guys have begun moving. They want to know. The leader, he's going to stay where he's at, just because it would only make sense that he stays kind of guarded. But these guys, post a guard right there. We'll leave him there. All right, but otherwise, all right, we can switch this guy out. He probably makes it out. Going to find anybody in the surrounding area, which there are several of. All right, so we have a bit of a bottleneck. Okay. All right. We have only one goblin dead and several on their way. And these guys are backed into a corner. Let's do it. Initiative again. I think I already did that. Oh, I did it preemptively. That's fine. All right. And, okay. So now it's going to be our guys' go. I re-roll anytime there's the same. Yeah, you got it. Anyway, okay. What's going to happen is that, yes, he's going to move. He needs to see that line. He needs to see into the hallway at least. He is still going to fire whenever he gets there. These guys are more or less going to stay where they're at, because that would only make sense. He needs to have the way clear. Yeah, he can step up, and he can actually be behind him. All right. So Adwith is going to take the shot. He's got a sling. He's loaded it, and does it. It hits. 4. Finally, this dude just takes it. You know, takes the stone to the head and is cracked. You hear a skull crack, and it drops like a sack of potatoes. All right, so he's down. And of course, Celadan is going to fire upon, and that totally misses. All right, it's these guys' turn. Well, yeah, this guy's, again, we're firing up a frenzy. All right, so this guy is going to take his shot. He has a ranged weapon, so he is going to aim with, no. He takes aim with his little, he just pops out and goes, it clatters against the back wall, missing everybody, thankfully. But you have so many to choose from. As far, we are abundant. Everybody's moving. Everybody's getting into place. Everyone, there's just more and more and more and more. There could not, it's just an overwhelming amount, right, that are coming into the hall. They are, again, it's just they want sheer numbers. Thankfully, this guy's off to. Eventually, he may end up seeking a healer. Who knows? He may try to escape that way. All right, so it's down to it, man. They're steady coming. They're going to push past each other. They're probably going to overwhelm the passage and flood into the room. All right. Oh yeah, this little dude's going to attack because, thankfully, that's all they can do. And what do we got? He hits. Who does he hit? All right. 1, 2, 3. Wait, does he hit? Does he hit? Depends on who he tries to go for. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He tries to hit the most heavily armored of the group. That makes plenty of sense. Because reasons. That's fine. 2. So let's look at our quick attack matrix because I did not bother doing that. All right. Let's see now. We have a 2. This dude, maybe we get lucky. Is no, his attack was 19. So, and yes, of course, he managed to hit Giles. He kind of just comes in and just does a quick with his little tiny sword. It does. Oh yeah, okay, fine. I can deal with that. 1 point of damage. Giles is now down to 8 hit points. All right. 8 hit points for Giles. So it's a little stick. It's enough to do a little bit of damage. Yeah, that was it. All right, cool. All right. Going for initiative again. And they get the goblin. No, they don't. I forgot that's them. Okay, so now it's Giles is the party's turn. They have 1 initiative. So we are going to... All right. Yeah, nobody's really going to move much. So... and there's no penalty for spell casting, by the way. Anyway, these 2 guys are going to obliterate what they can. He's going to try to get this guy right here. I mean, he's got a little bit of... I would almost say he has some kind of cover. We'll give him a +2 as far as to his AC. And it doesn't really matter. He botched it. Again, he keeps overswinging. He keeps cracking into the wall. However, Giles is going to make the attempt. He is, of course, going to probably obliterate him. Which makes sense, I guess, in a way. All right, Giles 4. Yeah, he just annihilates this dude. Again, he's cleaving into these little guys, and he's dead. All right. All right, we have the sleep spell. And of course, I mean, why wouldn't you have the sleep spell? This is going to be, okay, 240 feet. I think we got that. In fact, yeah, no, that's fine. Okay, so what we're going to do is Celadon is going to cast the sleep spell because they need to get the hell out of here. All right, so total of 2d8. Oh, we're not gonna. Okay, and these guys have a single hit die. They have less than a hit die. Okay. Well, that's fine. We'll roll 2d8 and hope for the best. 2d8. Because they actually need this right now. And I think if they manage, it'll do all of these guys. 1, 2, 4. Almost all of them. At least a good many of them will drop. There's no actual saving throw, but that's fine. 13. Okay, so that means that the closest ones, and they're all weak, so they're all 1 whole hit die. And minus. All right, so 4 or less. Okay, weakest first. Well, they're all kind of weak. Well, that's it. Just 13 of them go down. So it's going to start here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All but, I'll say all but these 4 in the back drop. They're instantly asleep. Okay. This is gonna be bad. We are now, it's still these guys goes, and these now they appear to be, they don't know these guys are dead, so we are going to do a reaction roll. This is where we get to do the fight or flight moment. All right, we are going to do, yes, the morale. Over. I don't remember. Perfect. Yes. Okay. These guys, this dude's still injured. But he's unaffected. I'll say he's unaffected. There's enough distance. These guys immediately run. Okay. They book it as far as they can. Not gonna last long, but they're immediately going to, if time permits, they're going to, and this guy sees it. This guy does seize it. So what is he gonna do? He obviously runs. So he's gonna make it be for it, and he's gonna get about, say about that far. He's limping, but he sees these guys. They look dead almost immediately. They just drop. All right. Whew. Could have been worse. Could have been better. So I mean, we got one whole hit point down. All right. These guys are gonna run. There's no way. This little dude's been off gathering forces. So all of what's here is about half of, they got about 20 more that are coming, as far as these guys don't know. So they're going to run, and they're going to go through the nearest exit, of course, being careful not to step on these guys, because, I mean, they could just go, but that takes time to kill. No, that's too many of them. All right, that would take too much time, and we need to get these guys out of here. Okay. And they are going to be completely out of their element. They have escaped near certain death. They still may end up dying anyway, because they now have at least one group of goblins that survived. So that is going to, we're going to have to call them NPCs for the moment, even though they're monsters. They're still intelligent. All right, so we have goblin tribe, and they can be fleshed out or anything like that. But they do book it, and now that we've gone through that. All right, the teleportation room. Okay, the mural is a bit of an indicator for a few things. One, it indicates where they were, right? So where you're coming from, where you go to, right? It's, you go to a place, when you're at that place, it says where you were, in case you have to go back. Or at least as far as that's like a default screensaver, if you want to really think about that. Anyway, it's on a timer. That time is 10 hours. These guys do not know this because they have not had time to know this or gather any real information. They don't know. They can probably surmise that they need to get back here because of the fact that it is what it is. It brought them here. Chances are it's going to be able to bring it back. They don't know is the fact that it's on a time crunch. Now, one of the things that will be an indication is that on the mural on the wall begins to fade and change to a new location. Okay, at that, like, the zero, the minute zero has occurred, the very next second, it's a different image altogether, and it'll be of the place where they're gonna go. So, because it's a network of interconnected, like ley lines. Just imagine ley lines that are crisscrossed, just energy lines, crisscrossed across the planet. And these areas are like little caps on the node. It's little places where they can, it's a whole, I got a lot of headcanons for this right now. It could be advantageous. We may end up there again. I don't know. What I do know is that they're going to be very lost for a moment. They are running full tilt, ducking, weaving, bobbing, going through the forest, trying to get as much distance between them and a lot of people that want to, or a lot of creatures that want to kill them. Okay, but they still need to come back here. Anywho, all right. That was interesting. It was good that we had a bit of a bottleneck. That was helpful. It's good that I somehow remember that our spellcasters have spells. All right. Anyway, that's really it. You can like, subscribe, follow. I'll see if I can put the links to my socials in the description. I know last time I couldn't because I was too new to the channel was too new, and I didn't have much content. Now, however, I might. So I'll go ahead and you can check it out. And I haven't decided the rest of the world yet, whether or not I'm going to build it, because these guys are really, really far away from where they started. They are thousands of miles away from where they were, right? They don't know that. They know they're in different places, different climate completely. They have no idea. Maybe they found a village somewhere, something that's going to give them a clue as to where they really are. Anyway, that's next time on Monsters and Mazes. See you later, guys.